All right, the Pharisees came out and began to argue with him, seeking from him a sign from heaven to test him. Sighing deeply in his spirit, he said, "Why does this generation seek for a sign? Truly I say to you, no sign will be given to this generation." Leaving them again, he again embarked and went away to the other side. Now, irony of all ironies, there was a sign right there, right? 4,000 people were fed. What else do you want? Right? Guys, this is where we see it really isn't about a sign. We're not confused. Look what Mark says here. They were seeking a sign from heaven to test him. They're putting him to the test. And that's, let's just be honest, that's not what you want to do. You don't want to put God to the test. He is good, you're not. He is God, you're not. So as we look at this is excuse me, this is one of those times where you see Jesus being very, very careful not to fall for the trap. Look what he says. He sighs deeply in his spirit. And it's almost like he's just flabbergasted at this point. Oh, really? Again? And he says, why does this generation seek for a sign? What? And I think in the back of his mind he's saying, what other sign do you want? I've healed people. I've made the blind see. I've made the deaf hear. I've made the mute speak. I fed 5,000 people. Now I've fed 4,000 people. Like, what else do you want? This is one of those times where he's like, no matter what I do, literally no matter what I do, you don't believe. We've played this game before, and you will not believe. And so he says, truly I say to you, no sign will be given to this generation. He says, look, I'm not going to play this game. I'm not going to play this game right now. And so he leaves and he goes to the other side of the sea there. And this is one of those a little bit tense. A little bit tense in what's going on. You know, you can imagine Jesus, just the frustration that he's feeling now. So, but we have to see, what does this tell us about Jesus? It means, when we look at this, it tells us Jesus doesn't feel obligated to answer to our whims and our demands. Let's just put it that way. Jesus doesn't feel the necessity to make sure that he answers every question in the way we want it. He doesn't feel obligated to come in and to kind of assuage all of our questions. He just doesn't. Because he's God. He doesn't answer to us. This is where the Pharisees really miss it. They think they know who Jesus is. They think he's just a man, but he's God in the flesh. And as such, he doesn't answer to us. He's not accountable to us. We are accountable to him. And so what does it tell us about Jesus? It tells us that he's not going to always answer these questions. It tells us he doesn't feel that, he doesn't think that they are deserving of that. They don't need it. But then again, we ask the question, what does it tell us about us? Well, unfortunately, this is the one that pulls up a mirror to us, and we don't really like how we see ourselves. Because it tells us, it points, the mirror reflection that's looking back at us is one that says, you know what? You have the ability to puff up in pride to the point where you think God answers to you. And God doesn't. It's a hard truth. We don't like it. We wish it was, but God doesn't answer to us in that way. God is holy. God is God and we are not. And so this is one of those times where we realize if we're coming to God with these kinds of, God, hey, do this and I'll believe you. He just says, I don't answer to you. I am God. You just, if you need kind of another picture of this, look at Job chapter 40. Really there at the end of Job where God says, I'm God, you're not. So what does this call us to do? It calls us to make sure we have our relationship with God in the right order. Let's not be like the Pharisees who think, hey, you owe me an answer. No. We aren't owed that from God. So we need to make sure we don't fall into this trap. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. I will see you back tomorrow. We're going to hop into getting close to really the kind of the climax of Mark's gospel here, the pinnacle. So keep with me, keep going on, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. All right?